Stephen A. Smith has pulled a Rex Ryan and said that the Houston Texans have a 0% chance to win versus the Chiefs. Matt, I want to get your honest take on this game versus Houston versus Kansas City. Are the Chiefs on upset alert versus C.J. Stroud and the Texans? I'll let you go first. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to find out what the number is on this real quick. 8.5.
Texans
okay,
8.5.
So look, I will say this. I live in a world, and so does everyone else, where I've seen the Chiefs go into Arrowhead and be down 24-0 to the Houston Texans in a divisional game before the Texans decided to start fumbling kickoffs and throwing interceptions for pick sixes and literally handing them the game.
Yeah.
So when you're up 24-0 in the fucking playoffs, that's essentially like the Oilers being up in Buffalo when Frank Reich pulled a rabbit out of the hat and ended up winning that game in Orchard Park. It's pretty much the same thing. That was 31-3 at halftime. The other one was 24-3 or 7 at halftime.
Yeah, 24-3.
So to say that Houston, who just played really well last week, really well, and ran the ball pretty well, and their defense suffocated the fuck out of the Chargers.
That's a tough Chargers team, yeah.
To say that they have 0 chance is ridiculous. 1% chance sounds better than 0. Mm-hmm. Now, am I going to take the Texans? No, I like my money, but I will say this. I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City falls on a skid.
Right, me too.
How many great teams have skidded? I mean, even the Cowboys, when they were going for 4, they lost. When they were going for 3, they lost. When the Bills lost 4 Super Bowls in a row, the Broncos easily could have three-peated but they lost to Jacksonville the first year of their dynasty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The fucking Packers lose in the playoffs all the time when they have home field and number 1 seeds.
2011 Packers, yeah,
it can't happen. Mm-hmm. But look, I'll say this. If you're Houston, this is right where you want to be because there's no expectation. You have absolutely nothing to lose. You might as well just go let it all hang out. Nico Collins and Mixon are going to have to go the fuck off. The offensive line is going to have to play their balls off, and you hope that Kansas City is rusty. Yeah. Now, dog, let's not act like Kansas City didn't struggle all year.
No, let's be real. And, think about this. Think about it from this angle, Matt. The Chiefs literally sat all their players because they didn't want to play Joe Burrow. Let's be real. They didn't want to face Joe Burrow. They're coming off how many days of rest? I think 16, 17 days of rest.
I'm not going to.
I am banking on them being rusty as shit. Come on, Saturday.
Yeah, I'm not going to pick Houston, but I'll tell you, I would not be surprised at all if Houston comes out and plays super hard and fast, and Kansas City's struggling a little bit. Now, they got the Magic Man, and they also have the refs. So, I would take the 8.5 maybe with Houston, but I don't know if I would take them to win.
Yeah, you remember you're playing against the Chiefs and the refs. The one thing about Houston, I feel like a year ago when Houston was in the playoffs, I feel like the one thing they were lacking was a true running back. And they went out and got Joe Mixon. And now every time, if you're watching that Houston and Chargers game, every time on 3rd down, they give Joe Mixon the ball. I'm like, that's why you brought him in.
Yeah, but now they don't have Dan Riddell. So, if Houston could ever have their full deck, they'd probably be pretty good. And look, C.J. Stroud is also not played to the level that he played as a rookie. So they got a book on him.
Great. Last week he played
his ball off. So maybe the AFC West isn't as good as we think it is, and all 3 of the teams are out by the time you get to the championship game. You never know. Yeah. So look, I'll say this. Go Texans. I don't want the Chiefs to win anymore. I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
I don't want the fucking Chiefs in the AFC title game again. I don't want the Chiefs in the fucking Super Bowl again. I want some new blood. Now, the beauty of this is you got to beat it to get new blood. You have to go kill the fucking champ to get new blood. And they are real focused on getting a 3-peat.
Yeah, that is true.
And look, on the flip side of this, just being a fan of football, it might be cool to see a 3-peat. We've never seen that before. We've seen it in basketball a ton. It's happened in baseball a couple of times. It's happened in hockey a couple of times. But never has it happened to 3-peat in the NFL. I don't think there's been a 3-peat in college football either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is
true. It's hard to win fucking titles in football. It's hard to win a title in every sport, yes, but it is really, really, really hard to win it in football. I mean, I don't know if everybody's seen the Four Falls of Buffalo, but go watch that Netflix series. It is incredible just how much adversity that team had to go through to get to 4 to lose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kansas City's been to 4 straight, right? They won 3 or 4.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah. But so I don't know, they haven't been to 4 straight because the Rams
they went
3 out of 4, I believe.
They beat the Niners, lost to the Bucks, Rams, Bengals, then beat the Eagles, beat the Niners, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, just please God, like, look, this game is cool. I can't fucking wait to see Baltimore and Buffalo play. Like game, I think it could be one of the best, high scoring NFL games you've ever seen.
I agree with you. You and I are gonna break that game down tomorrow in depth because that's gonna be the best game of the weekend, in my opinion. The one thing I'm gonna say about this, Houston has 8.5-point dogs. That's a really awkward number. I would take anything above 7, especially Kansas City, who doesn't cover any spread ever. Subscribe to my personal channel.
Yeah, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Watch the full show, please.
Where were you, bro? We talked about this for like 30 fucking minutes at the beginning of the show. Come on, homie.
Yeah.
I'll let you die on the suspense hill because we already talked about this shit. If you're like a child who wanders into the movie in the middle of the movie and wonders what's going on.
Yeah.
No frame of reference here. Listen, Donnie, there's no frame of reference. All right. Shut the fuck up and sit in the comments. Love you.
Exactly. From a betting purpose, I would definitely take Houston 8.5. I think Houston is on.
Love you, Doc. It's all movie quotes around here.
Appreciate you watching. Nonetheless, man, I don't know. I'm banking on Kansas City being rusty. I think that's sitting out because they didn't want to play Joe Burrow is going to bite them in the ass. Personally, whether it's this week or next week, I think Detroit, if I had to pick a Super Bowl favorite or somebody who I think would go on to win it, they're rolling right now, and it's really hard to say that they won't.
Detroit.
Huh?
I think Washington's going to beat Detroit, dog.
Oh, Matt. Oh. All right. We'll talk about that game because that's a hot take in itself. But, man, Stephen A. Smith, I really hope you didn't pull another Rex Ryan by saying Houston has a 0% chance to win because if history repeats itself, Houston will take out Kansas City this weekend because you and Rex Ryan are clearly not very good at saying some shit like that. But